Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for episode 17 of Pantry to Plate. I'm Kristen, one of the food bank dietitians, and we're coming to you live from the Kaiser Permanente Learning Kitchen at the Atlanta Community Food Bank. That's a mouthful. Okay, let's get started. I'm really excited today, as by the title you may already know, we're going to be talking about salmon. So we have a couple of options within our GNAP inventory that I wanted to highlight for you so you know what it looks like and what you're getting into when you order it. So let's get started. First off, we have these fresh salmon tails that are from Norway, and they come in 1 pound packages, and they have the skin on them. So I'm going to open this up in just a minute. But these are super high quality, and I was testing it yesterday, and they have zero smell. They're super fresh and packaged and frozen. So you'll get these frozen when you order them, and this is a GNAP product. So like I said, 1 pound packages, perfect for distributing to individual households, and there's a funny thing in here that you might find when you get your box. So from the distributor, we found in one case that I opened that there were a few whole salmon fillets in the box. So you might end up with a few of these in the same box as the salmon tails. So this is also labeled salmon tails. That's a distributor error. We got it. So you might have a combination of both of these, but I'm going to be talking about the salmon tails today in the demonstration. So these are awesome. Next item are the GNAP salmon burgers. So these are individually wrapped burgers in the case. So you're going to get 48 of these individually wrapped. This is the ideal distribution situation because you can have these individually wrapped and stored in your freezer. And when folks are shopping, if you have a full client choice pantry, they can pick how many they want, or if they just want to test it and taste before they try it again the next time. So you can also you can go ahead and package these into a household size bag. So you could do 4 or 6 in a package and call that one meat option. But these are awesome. They are seasoned with a little soy sauce, and there's lemon, and they do have a little sweetness on their own. There's some sugar here. So plain by themselves, they do have some flavor, but I'm going to be cooking them with barbecue sauce today, and it's the perfect flavor combo for these salmon burgers. So give these a try. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is get my already prepared salmon burger on the grill over here. We talked about grilling last month, and we're just going to continue the conversation because it's still summer, and these are perfect for the grill. So all I did here was open the package, and I put it on a paper towel, and then I just pressed the water out of it so it's not super wet when it goes on the grill. So we're going to shift over this way. Okay. 2 pans heating here. Oh, you might see my final product here. Okay, so I've got my grill. It's hot. And what I'm going to do is just to season the burger. Like I said, it's already seasoned a little. I'm just going to put some barbecue sauce straight on the burger patty and just use the back of my spoon to spread it out. No fancy things required here. That's going to give you some caramelization on the burger itself, which is awesome. Put that side down first. There we go. That's the sound you're looking for. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some on the other side while this first side cooks. So one way to know that your grill is hot enough, is ready to go, is you can use the hand test. So if you can put your hands close to the grill and hold it there for 3 seconds, that means it's at a great temperature. If you can only hold it there for 1 second, that means it's too hot. And if you can hold it there for more than 3 seconds, it needs to heat up just a little bit longer. So that's a really great way to know if your grill is hot or not. Okay, burgers on the grill. This is what the final product will look like. It's beautiful. And the grill marks, like I said before, grill marks make everything taste better. So the burgers, I'm just gonna give it like 3 or 4 minutes on the first side because that is important when you're trying to get the nice, beautiful grill marks, is to leave it. Don't flip it or touch it a lot. So while this is cooking, I'm gonna come back over here and start opening the other salmon package. There we go. Okay, my pans are hot and ready. I'm just gonna turn them down just a little. Okay, so for our salmon tails here, so these come with the skin. And I know not everyone likes the skin, but it's important to keep the skin while you're cooking the salmon because it helps to keep the cut moist. And also a really high portion of the omega-3 fats are located under the skin. So that actually fits for any product that has skin. So a lot of the fat will stay under the skin, but for the salmon, we want those fats. We want the heart-healthy fats. Okay, so got it open here. So here they are in these cute little cuts. So these little individual salmon tails. I'm gonna put them flesh side down first on my paper towel lined tray. Because I'm gonna season the skin first, and the skin goes down in the pan first. So if you start with the skin up, just save yourself a little bit of time to like flip and do all that stuff. Here we go. So like I said, this is a 1 pound package, which is a great portion for a household. So I'm gonna demonstrate how to cook these in the pan because they are such a thin piece of salmon. They won't really withstand other cooking methods where you might have a much thicker piece of salmon fillet. So these are gonna cook really fast. So it's a good idea to do it in the pan over high heat. And that way you can control it and they'll be done in like 6 minutes. Okay. So there's all of my tails. I just have some spare paper towels here, and I'm just gonna give them a good pat down. We want them to be dry. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go flip this burger. Beautiful. Okay. So the seasoning I'm gonna use today is a garlic and herb seasoning mix. You can use any seasoning. This one is garlic powder and onion powder and some dried herbs. So it can be any combo. I used oregano, basil, and parsley. You can use Italian seasoning here and cover all of the herbs. So that's up to you. There's also a little bit of salt mixed in here. So I'm just gonna give it a little sprinkle on this side. And then we're gonna have our pan up to like a good medium-high temperature because these are so thin, they need to be cooked at a high temperature very quickly because you want to get some color, but you don't want them to sit too long and get overdone before the color shows up. So that's my thinking there. Okay, go. A little glove. I'm just going to do a little rub here to make sure the seasoning is on there. Yeah. So also, I'm really excited to show you how to make your skin really crispy so you can eat it afterwards. Okay. So I'm just using cooking spray. This is a pan fry, but we're not using a ton of oil. Because the temperature is so high, just a little bit of oil is going to do the trick. So I'm just gonna give it spray. So you don't have to use spray if you're going to use a liquid oil. You don't need to use too much, just enough to cover the bottom of the pan. So like I said, this is at a medium-high temperature. Move this over here. Here we go. So skin side down. Oops. You don't want to crowd your pan too much, just enough. Get them in there. Go. You don't hear that? That one doesn't have any skin. Okay, it smells so good already. Let's move this guy out of the way. So this does not take much time. I'm just gonna move it to make sure it's not sitting in one spot. And we're gonna leave it alone so it can cook on that side. I'm gonna go take my burger off the grill and I'm gonna show you how to serve it. So this is the final. This is the final product for the burger. We've got the grill marks on both sides and cooked with the barbecue sauce. So good. So it's a burger. So you can serve it like a burger or you can serve it as a couple of other interesting things I'm going to show you. So first, let's talk about the burger. I have just a regular bun here. And I've got some extra barbecue sauce that I'm going to put on the bun because I like sauce. If you don't like sauce, skip it. Or whatever other sauce you like. I want to boost up the flavor of the barbecue sauce here. Okay, some barbecue sauce. Give it a little, just enough. And then for this burger, you can put whatever toppings you like on burgers. But today, I'm going to serve it. Gotta grab another spatula. Perfect bun size, by the way. Okay, so I'm gonna serve it with some lettuce. So I've got some lettuce leaves here. As little or as much as you want for some good crunch. I'm gonna add some raw zucchini slices. So these don't taste like much, but they can take the place of pickles and add some extra vegetables. So you're just gonna get some crunch out of it, not really any flavor. And then add some tomato. And then the best part here, I think, is some pickled red onions, which are super easy to make. Let's take a peek at our salmon pieces over here first. I need a spatula. I don't know what I'm trying to do with that. Okay. Lovely color. That's what we're looking for. So this second side is going to take like 1 to 2 minutes max. Beautiful color on the skin. Okay. And it smells so good. All right, here we go with our pickled red onions. I have a recipe for quick pickles I'm going to share in the resource folder at the end here. It's basically equal parts vinegar and water with sugar to taste and a little bit of salt just to balance it out. You want a little bit more sugar for your pickled onions than you would for other types of pickles, like cucumber pickles. So we're going to let that be your preference, how much sugar and salt you want to add. And I also added a garlic clove in there that I mashed. So here's our pickled red onions. It's a really good crunch, and you're also going to get a tangy flavor, which goes well with the barbecue sauce. But it's also, if you remember, a really great way to add flavor to your food without adding too much additional salt. So here is our burger. Salmon burger with all the fixings and the special pickled red onions. All right, that is one way to serve your burger. Another way to serve it is to put it in a tortilla and eat it like a wrap. So I've got a whole grain flour tortilla here. You can use any style that you happen to have available. And I'm going to start by putting some lettuce down on the bottom. That's a really great foundation for your wrap because it helps it to keep your shell from getting soggy if any of your toppings inside are going to be a little bit wet. So that's a great foundation. What I'm going to do with this other burger, here we go, is I'm going to cut it in half. And then I'm just going to place it here like this. So we have, there we go, for the whole length of the wrap. And then I'm going to add some slaw. So this is a vinegar marinated slaw that I have shared before because it's my favorite and it's super easy. So it's actually a very similar recipe to the, okay, thank you. It's a very similar recipe to the pickles. It's just equal parts vinegar and water. This one has oregano added to it. And then you do your salt and your sugar to taste. Okay, so I'm going to put some slaw on here. Just like so. This is that wet topping that I was talking about. So the lettuce is going to help keep the slaw from making it soggy. So that's your yummy salmon burger, barbecue salmon burger wrap with tangy slaw. So that's another way to serve it. Okay. We are going to take a look at these salmon tails now because I'm going to show you how to make your skin extra crispy. I like to call it salmon bacon. So what I'm going to do is take the skin off with my hands. I'm going to use a glove, so give me a little bit of barrier from the temperature. And the skin should peel right off. I'm just going to put these all on here. There. Okay, so. Perfect little peel. Perfectly peeled off skin. Oops, dropped it. It's okay if you've got a little meat stuck on there, but that is your perfectly peeled skin. And you've got your well-cooked salmon here. So it should just peel right off. There we go. So what we're going to do now is your pan should still be at the same temperature, about medium-high. And we're going to put these little bits of salmon skin straight into the pan. I'm going to add just a little bit of our cooking spray and put our skin right in the pan. So we're going to put the bottom side down because the top already has some color. I'm going to take that extra skin, meat off there. There we go. Okay. So my mother-in-law taught me this. and we call it salmon bacon. And it actually, it kind of turns out like a fancy meal if you take your cooked salmon and then put the crisped bacon on top of it. It's like a nice little texture addition. And it's super easy to do. Okay. So this is half of the package, by the way. There's still another half that is over on the side there. So you get a good amount of salmon here. That's the sound you want. So you're going to know that these are done when you can pick them up and they hold their shape. So if you pick it up and it's still a little floppy, it's not crispy enough. Okay. So how are we serving these salmon tails? You can, since they're such a small shape, you could put them on little slider buns and make little salmon sliders in the similar way that we did with the salmon burgers. But my favorite way to eat salmon is as the protein with the rest of your balanced plate. So you can serve it with a green vegetable, and a whole grain would be a good option to do that. So the way I'm going to serve it today is just that. So here I've got some brown rice that I cooked, and I was trying to decide what vegetables should I serve with our salmon and brown rice. So I went to the freezer to see what I had available, because that's a great idea to always check what you got before you run to the store or pick up something that you already had a vegetable to use. So I had some frozen collard greens, and I had some edamame, which are soybeans. So all I did was the rice was a boil in a bag rice. So I cooked that, and then when I took the bag out, I threw the frozen collards and the frozen edamame into the pot, and I just let it simmer for a little bit. So it was frozen. So it brought the temperature down of the water, and I waited for it to come back up to a boil, and then it was done. The edamame have a nice little texture, and I mixed the rice with the collard greens and edamame, and I seasoned it with garlic powder and onion powder and a little bit of salt and black pepper. So this is a seasoned combo. You can also keep these separate. You can have your rice separate from your vegetables. But I like the combination here mixed together. Still floppy. Still floppy. We're going to let it go some more. Yeah, they're also floppy. Okay. So we're going to put our cooked salmon here over our rice and veggie mix. And then we'll put the salmon bacon right on top as soon as it's done. So this is one way to serve. I want to give a shout out to Chef Ashley over at the Choices program. That is one of our partner agencies. So she has already made one video using the salmon tails, and I have that link in our resource folder. She made some tacos with a sweet, sticky sauce that really creates great caramelization when you cook it in the pan together. And she made a relish with peaches, because that's what they happen to have in their distribution when she made the video. She did tell me she's making another video, so as soon as that's ready, I will share that as well. So you have a lot of flexibility with how you're going to serve the salmon tails. And they're a wonderful, high-quality product. Okay, let's check these skins here. Okay, we're getting there. I'm going to give it a good press down to make sure the whole bottom. Yeah. So you're kind of frying it, but you're just frying it in its own fat, the healthy omega-3 fats from the salmon. Let's see. Yeah, this is kind of like a pork rind, but with a salmon skin instead of a pork skin. So if you have a thicker piece of skin, it will end up giving you a similar texture to a pork rind. So if you like that, try this. Okay. This is all we're waiting on now, is to get these little skins done. I have another idea for serving the burgers. Is you could cut them into strips and toss them in sauce like they're wings and call them fish fingers, and serve them with celery and baby carrots and some ranch dressing. And it could be kind of like a wing-ish meal, but it could be really appealing to kiddos who like to eat wings. So that's another good option to try. Okay. You know the one time when things are going really slow and you need it to go faster? That's right now. Okay, here we go. That one is more firm than the rest. This doesn't usually take this long. Okay. I'm gonna pull this one so you can see that it's nice and crispy, and it is holding its shape. So that one's gonna be a really great, beautiful, crispy piece to put right on top. So I don't want to hold any more of your time. We're gonna let the rest of these get nice and crispy, but I hope you will take a chance on these GNAP salmon products that we have. And if you're a partner and you're not on the GNAP program, maybe this is a little incentive to consider that if you have the capacity to do that. So please take a look at our resource folder to find the recipes to everything that I talked about today. It's the bit.ly link at the bottom of the screen. We will see you in 2 weeks at the end of August for the next episode. And then in September, we're looking at some special guests. So looking forward to bringing you some new ideas then. So try the salmon, and we'll see you soon.